or welcome back to my channel. I am currently driving to go and hang out with my best friend, Jessa Hastings. Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm actually just going to a book signing and Jessa Hastings is hosting it. I think it's called An Evening with Jessa Hastings. And if you're not aware, she is the author of the Magnolia Parks universe. And I just absolutely love her series so much. Today is the release day of The Conditions of Will, which is her newest release. I am super excited. She's going to get to sign that. And then also 2 other books of my choice. So I brought along The Great Undoing and The Long Way Home. I'm just gonna have a great night tonight. I'm probably not going to record anything at the event because, let's be honest, I am not a vlogger. I mean, I'm currently struggling to just vlog in the car. So sorry I'm not making eye contact with you guys. I have my eyes fully on the road. But I wanted to give you guys an update. I'm getting to the event maybe an hour early, I think. I'm probably just gonna stop at Panera and have an early dinner. The event's an hour away. I didn't want to risk being late, so I left pretty early. But I'll give you guys an update after the event once I have my books and after I've met Jessa, and I'm just so excited.
I loved writing the part in The Long Way Home where... Has everyone read The Long Way Home? Has no one? Okay, cool.
Hi guys, yesterday was the event, The Evening with Jessa Hastings, and I had such a wonderful time. So first of all, I just want to talk about everything that I can remember from that night while it's still sort of fresh in my brain. I wanted to do this last night, but I was so exhausted when I got home. It was actually not that late, but it was over an hour past my bedtime because I had to drive an hour. First of all, this is sort of unrelated, but I went to Panera, and as I was walking in, there were these 2 people standing outside of the door, and I was walking in, and they said, "Hey, I like your shoes." And then the other person said, "Hey, I love your earrings." And then the other person popped back in and said, "Hey, I just think your outfit as a whole is so cute." And then the other girl said, "Where did you get your shirt from?" And I'm like, whoa. What is happening? I've never been complimented this much on my appearances before in one sitting. So I just said, what's going on? And they were trying to get me to buy a cow for someone. I don't know what organization it was. I think that what they were doing is good intentions. Like they're trying to give a family in need a cow so that they can become a farmer and make money. But it was so weird because I'd never heard of that before. But turns out I have to be 28 to participate anyways, and I'm not 28. But it was just such a strange experience. So I wanted to share that, even though it has nothing to do with the evening. Well, it has something to do with my evening, but not with Jessa Hastings. So then after I got my Panera, I went to Books A Million, which is where the event was held. And I walked in and I scanned my little thing. And as soon as I got there, I got The Conditions of Will. Oh, isn't she beautiful? I just think this cover is gorgeous. And the back, I love the art. Her best friend does the cover art. And apparently this is a special edition. It has the deckled edges. I'm not sure if you can see that. And then it has the French flaps for the inside cover. And then also the little dots here and the words, they're raised. I don't remember exactly what that's called, but you could feel them. I don't know if this is actually a special edition, but it was advertised as one. Anyways, I got the book first thing, and then they put stickers on the other 2 books that I brought, just so they knew that it was my books and not just some random book from the store. And then eventually Jessa walked out. She walked through the crowd, and it was so cool to see her in person. And in case you were wondering, she was wearing Dolce & Gabbana, Vivienne Westwood, and Dior. So that was iconic. And I just loved listening to her talk. The way she writes comes through in the way she talked. Overall, it was a really great discussion. I am not going to go into depth about what she talked about. At one point, she did say there was an Easter egg. Well, not really an Easter egg, but this book, Georgia, is slightly connected to Henry in the Magnolia Parks universe, which is really cool. And I think she said there's one other character in here who is connected to Julian in the Magnolia Parks universe. Love that. I can't wait to come across them. And then the discussion was about 30 minutes, and then we all got in line to get our books signed, to get our photos taken. And I was about in the middle of the line, and it was taking a long time because Jessa was spending a good amount of time with everyone, which is great. But because I was in the middle, they did have to speed it up by the time I got there. That's okay. So I was waiting in line for a while and actually met this lovely lady who I was standing next to the whole time, and she and I just started talking about the books they were reading, and it was really fun. And before I knew it, I was already at the table to purchase merchandise. So I ended up getting 2 things. I got a shirt with buttons on it, and they have a lot of different quotes on it, and I will insert a video on the screen. And I also got this gorgeous, gorgeous print, and it's from the Magnolia Parks universe, and it has a deer and a wolf on it, and I'll also show that, but the price wasn't near the print. And I said to the lady, "Can I get this shirt, please? And then can I get this print?" And then she rang it up and she said, "Okay, that'll be $110. And I was like, "Oh, how much is the print?" It was $70. But also, I already had them in my hands. I couldn't put them down. So I ended up spending $110. But anyways, I got the merch, and then right away I got to go meet Jessa, and we had a little discussion, even though it had to be a little bit rushed, but it was funny. She made me laugh, and I made her laugh. She is a very, very nice person. She signed my book. Well, she signed all 3 of my books, but in the conditions of will, she wrote my name. It was a great night, and also Emmy, her best friend, was there, who does all of the cover art, so that was awesome. I don't know why I didn't get a picture with her, but I will insert the pictures with Jessa on the screen, just so you can see, and then I drove home. It was a really nice night. Also, while I was in line, I started reading the book. This was before I started the conversation with the girl. But I got a chapter in, and then when I came home, even though I was super exhausted, I read chapter 2. I am loving it so far. Oh my gosh. The writing feels very parallel to the Magnolia Parks universe, but I just need to remember that this is not connected, and Georgia is already feeling a lot like Magnolia, so I just need to remember to separate the 2 characters and treat this as a standalone book as it deserves. The family dynamics are already very interesting, and Jessa already has made my jaw drop, and I'm only 2 chapters in. So that's my update, and I'll talk to you guys later. I'm on page 119, and I am devouring this book, guys. I love how the dialogue is written. It flows so well. It feels so real. I feel like I'm there with the characters in the same room, and the tension, oh my goodness, I can feel it through the pages, guys. I think that the way that Jessa can write, it is just so different than other authors, and I don't exactly know what it is about it, but it's like a dessert. I don't know if that makes sense, but it feels like I'm eating dessert. I'm on chapter 15. Don't want to stop reading. I also want to savor my time with this book, but I don't know. I think I'm just gonna fly through it. I just want to know what happens so badly. Hey guys, I'm at work, but I'm going to be going home soon because there's a tornado warning. However, I just wanted to say that as I'm reading this book, I'm getting a gradual fear about the fact that Sam and Georgia are spending so much time together. I really like them together, but I don't know. I think that Sam should be spending a little bit more time with Oliver. And if you have read the book, you probably know what I mean, but I feel like something bad is going to happen because of this, and it's really starting to worry me. I'm going to say this is not a spoiler, but it is context about a scene that just happened. So if you don't want to see anything, skip to this timestamp. But I wanted to just say that I'm very, very annoyed that they just left Oliver in the bar. Like, that is a very dick move of the sponsor to do. And even though I like Sam, I don't understand what's happening right now. Like, why would you leave him in the bar? I get that he was with his brother, but his brother doesn't really seem to care about him. So what's going on? What's going on? I am 317 pages in now. I'm still having a great time reading the book, loving the experience. However, I am getting slightly annoyed at something that just happened. And honestly, some of the dynamics between Georgia and her brother are questionable. And I don't know if I like Oliver that much anymore. And I did like him at first in the beginning, but some things are annoying and I don't understand why he's acting the way he is. And then also, I just find it a little bit weird that Sam is just everywhere with them, but that's okay. I mean, obviously it's part of the plot and you need him there because he's the main love interest of Georgia. But I don't know, given who he is in this scenario and what the children are doing, like, why is he there? But also I get it at the same time. I don't know. It's a little bit weird, but I am still having a really great time and the writing is good. I'm hooked. I'm having no trouble flying through this book. This is the first time I've ever read a book and felt an urge to make a playlist that went along with the themes of the book. Really, really enjoyed my time doing that. I made it on Apple Music because that's what I use, so I will link it in the video description in case you wanted to give it a listen while you're reading. I think it's quite good, but I'm biased because it's my music taste. So I just think it goes really well with the book, and I've been loving listening to that when I read. I might end up doing that with more books because it was a lot of fun. I never make playlists for books. So yeah, just a little update. Called it. I knew that was going to be the twist. I have the note in my phone. I typed it in because I made a prediction. I love being right. It's not that the book was predictable. but I just had a hunch. I had a hunch and it all makes sense. Oh, gosh, Marianne is such an unlikable character, guys. I finished the book and it was great. I need a moment to sit with my thoughts, think about how this book made me feel, and I'll come back to you. I just want to say that I binge read this book. I got pretty lucky because I didn't have to go to work today because of the storms, so I was able to just sit and read it for a while, which was such a wonderful experience. I haven't been able to do that in a really long time. I thought that the plot was really fun. It hooked me in. I loved the cast of characters, most of them, but the characters that were not obviously meant to be favorable were still complex and well written, so I didn't like them, which I think was supposed to be the point. I was very happy to be back with Jessa Hastings' writing. It feels like it's been a while, and it felt so familiar. It felt cozy, like home. And if you like her other books, I will say this one probably will not disappoint you. I think you'll really like it. Even though I was swooning and loved the romance of this book and I really liked all the banter and dialogue, there were still a few things that just annoyed me a little bit. So I am not going to be giving it 5 stars, even though like my enjoyment overall was 5 stars. It just didn't have that full feeling for me. So I'm going to be settling on 4.75 stars, but this was a really, really great book. Honestly, I don't know if it's for everyone. Same way as the Magnolia Parks books are not for everyone. Some of the things that I didn't like were pretty deep into the plot, so I don't want to say them too much because I don't want to give anything away if you haven't read it yet. But I feel like alcoholism was handled not the best, honestly, in my opinion, and that was kind of off-putting. And the character of Sam and his relationship to Oliver made me feel a little bit weird, because he was spending so much time with Georgia, and I get that that was the point. I feel like making Sam the sponsor was necessary because obviously there had to be a reason for him being around the entire book, but I don't know, I just don't really love how that was handled. And as someone who knows a lot of alcoholics, some of the scenes just made me kind of mad. So that's why I'm not giving it a full 5 stars. And yeah, that's what I have to say about The Conditions of Will. Overall, I did really enjoy my time with this book, and I really, really recommend that you read it. Thank you so much for watching my little reading vlog. I feel like it's my first one dedicated to just one book, and I did really enjoy doing this. So if you would like to see more, please let me know, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!